Picture this, you're strolling through the heart of Paris, the city of lights and love, where every street corner seems to hold a story. Suddenly, you catch a glimpse of something extraordinary in the distance. The Eiffel Tower rises majestically above the city's rooftops. Its iron latticework instantly recognizable from miles away. It's a sight that never fails to inspire awe, no matter how many times you've seen it in photos or movies. Instinctively, you reach for your phone to snap a photo, just like millions of other visitors do every single year. In fact, the Eiffel Tower is one of the most photographed landmarks on the planet, filling social media feeds and family albums across the globe. But the Eiffel Tower isn't just a structure, it's a global icon, a symbol of Paris, romance, and adventure. For many, it represents dreams, travel, and the magic of discovering new places. By day, it's a marvel of 19th century engineering, a testament to human creativity and ambition. Its intricate ironwork and towering presence draw architects, artists, and dreamers from all over the world. By night, the Eiffel Tower transforms into a sparkling spectacle, lighting up the Parisian sky with the thousands of twinkling lights. Crowds gather below, their faces illuminated by the glow, as gasps and applause fill the air. But here's the twist. While that dazzling nighttime view is breathtaking, it actually hides a surprising legal secret that most tourists never realize. You're free to take personal photos of the tower at any time, day or night, to remember your visit or share with friends and family. But if you want to use a nighttime photo for commercial purposes, like selling prints, publishing it in a magazine, or using it in advertisements, you could actually land yourself in legal trouble. The sparkling lights are considered a separate artistic work, protected by copyright. How can something so public, so universally beloved, be so tightly controlled? It seems almost paradoxical. This strange situation raises big questions about art, public space, and who really owns the images that define our world. Is it the city, the artist, or the people who experience it? And at the heart of it all lies one powerful idea: copyright. It's a concept that shapes not just the Eiffel Tower, but the way we see and share the world around us. Copyright is a legal shield for creators, giving them exclusive rights over their original works, books, music, art, and even buildings. It's like a lock on your secret cake recipe. Only you decide who can use it. This protection encourages creativity by letting creators benefit from their work. But it doesn't last forever. Usually it's the creator's life plus 70 years in Europe. After that, the work enters the public domain, free for anyone to use. Buildings too are protected as artistic works, so architects hold copyright over their designs. For 70 years after an architect's death, commercial reproductions, like photos for sale, require permission. This rule is the foundation of the Eiffel Tower's legal mystery. But there's an important exception that changes everything for public spaces. It's called freedom of panorama. If every building was off limits, city photography would be impossible. That's why many countries have freedom of panorama, a law letting you photograph public buildings and art, even for commercial use. It recognizes that public spaces belong to everyone, visually as well as physically. Thanks to this, photographers and tourists can share images of cityscapes without legal headaches. But here's the catch. Not every country has this freedom. Some, like the UK and Germany, allow broad use. Others, like France, do not. This patchwork of laws creates confusion and legal gray areas. And it's exactly why the Eiffel Tower's nighttime lights are such a legal puzzle. Let's see how Europe's photo rules differ. In Europe, crossing a border can mean crossing into a new set of photo laws. The EU hasn't standardized freedom of panorama, so each country sets its own rules. In the UK, Germany, and the Netherlands, you can freely sell photos of public buildings and art. Other countries allow photos for personal use, but restrict commercial use. In France, Italy, and Belgium, commercial photography of copyrighted buildings is tightly controlled. This means a photo you can sell in Berlin might be illegal to sell in Paris. The Atomium in Brussels, for example, was so protective of its image that even personal online photos were once a problem. This legal maze is the backdrop for the Eiffel Tower's unique situation. In France, the law is especially strict. So how does France handle public art and architecture? Let's find out. France's copyright laws are built on strong author's rights, a concept that gives creators significant control over how their work is used, shared, and even displayed. This approach is deeply rooted in French culture, where the protection of artistic expression is seen as a fundamental right. For many years, France stood apart from other countries by not allowing what's called freedom of panorama for commercial purposes. This meant that if you wanted to sell a photo of a copyrighted building, like a modern skyscraper or a famous landmark, you needed to get explicit permission from the architect or rights holder. In 2016, France made a significant change by allowing people to share photos of public buildings for non-commercial purposes. However, if you want to use those images to make money, such as selling prints or using them in advertisements, you still need approval. Non-commercial use covers things like sharing photos with friends, posting them on your personal social media accounts, or including them in a school project. It's about personal enjoyment and sharing, not making a profit. But the moment you try to sell, license, or use the image in any kind of advertising or commercial context, you're required to seek permission. This can involve contracts, negotiations, and sometimes even paying fees to the rights holders. This is why the Eiffel Tower's image is so unique. During the day, anyone can take and share photos for personal use. But at night, when the tower's lights are illuminated, the lighting design itself is copyrighted, and commercial use is restricted. France has chosen to prioritize the economic rights of artists and creators, ensuring they benefit from the commercial use of their work. This sometimes means less freedom for photographers and businesses, but it reflects a national commitment to supporting the arts. The 2016 law was a compromise, making it easier for everyday people to share their experiences online, while still protecting the commercial interests of artists and architects. This has led to the fascinating situation where the Eiffel Tower is essentially covered by two copyrights, one for its physical structure during the day, and another for the artistic lighting display at night. So, what's the real difference between a daytime and nighttime photo of the Eiffel Tower? It all comes down to the lighting. The tower itself is in the public domain, but the light show is considered a separate, protected artwork. Here's where it gets interesting. Snapping a photo of the Eiffel Tower at night for your Instagram is fine, but selling that same photo as a postcard, or using it in a commercial campaign could land you in legal trouble. France's approach is a unique blend of cultural respect and legal protection, making public art both accessible and carefully guarded. Have you ever wondered why you can freely sell a photo of the Eiffel Tower taken during the day but run into legal trouble if you try to sell one taken at night? It seems odd, right? After all, it's the same iconic landmark, just under a different sky. The answer lies in the world of copyright law, specifically two separate copyrights that apply to the Eiffel Tower. The original design of the tower, created by Gustave Eiffel and completed in 1889, entered the public domain in 1993. That means any photo or artistic representation of the Eiffel Tower taken during the day is free for anyone to use, share, or even sell, without needing to ask for permission or pay royalties. But things change dramatically when the sun goes down. The dazzling nighttime light show, designed by lighting engineer Pierre Bedeau in 1985, is considered a separate modern artistic work. This light display transforms the tower into a glowing beacon, and that transformation is protected by copyright. So if you capture the Eiffel Tower at night with its lights sparkling, that image is now subject to copyright protection. Any commercial use, like selling prints, using it in advertisements, or making souvenirs, requires official permission from the rights holders. In contrast, a photo taken during the day, without the special lighting, is completely fair game. You can sell it, print it, or use it however you like. But if your photo features the illuminated tower at night, you're stepping into a legal gray area. That's when copyright law kicks in, and you need to be careful. French law specifically treats the light show as a distinct work of art, separate from the tower itself. This means the rights to the lights are protected just like any other modern artwork. Of course, if you're just snapping personal photos for your own memories or sharing them on social media, you're in the clear. The restrictions mainly apply to commercial use, selling, publishing, or profiting from those night images. That's why, when you browse souvenir shops in Paris, you'll see endless keychains, mugs, and postcards featuring the Eiffel Tower by day, but almost none showing it lit up at night. The legal distinction is clear, and shop owners don't want to risk copyright trouble. The law draws a sharp line between what's in the public domain and what's protected as modern art. It's a fascinating example of how copyright can shape what we see and buy. But who actually owns the rights to the sparkling lights? Who enforces these rules and grants permission for commercial use? Let's meet the company behind the sparkle, the organization that manages the Eiffel Tower's image and ensures its nighttime magic remains protected. The Eiffel Tower's lights are managed by the Société d'Exploitation de la Tour Eiffel, CET. CET holds the copyright to the tower's illuminations and controls commercial use of nighttime images. Their policy daytime views are public domain, but nighttime lights are protected. To use a night photo commercially, you need CET's permission, and likely a licensing fee. Enforcement is rare for individuals, but big companies or major commercial uses are at risk. Stock photo sites like Getty and Shutterstock won't accept nighttime Eiffel Tower images without proof of permission. The law is on the books, even if it's not always enforced. For professionals, the risk is real enough to avoid nighttime shots. That's why you won't see those images on major commercial platforms. The Eiffel Tower isn't alone. Other European landmarks have similar copyright quirks. The Little Mermaid statue in Copenhagen is still under copyright, and its owners are known for strict enforcement. Publishing commercial photos of it without permission is risky, until its copyright expires in 2029. The Atomium in Brussels was so protective that Belgium changed its laws after public backlash. Now, non-commercial photos are fine, but commercial use is still limited. Even modern works like the Louvre Pyramid in Paris are protected. Commercial photos require permission from the architect's estate. Many modern buildings and public art installations across Europe are covered by similar rules. For creators, it's a hidden legal landscape that can trip up the unwary. Always check local laws before using images commercially. Knowledge is your best defense. So, what does all this mean for you, the traveler with a smartphone? Good news. For personal photos and social media sharing, you're safe. The law targets commercial use, not tourists posting memories online. If you want to sell prints or use images in ads, stick to daytime shots or get permission for night photos. The rules protect the creators of the light show, not punish everyday visitors. Fun fact, the Eiffel Tower's first lights were gas-powered in 1889. So, enjoy the view, snap your photos, and share the magic. Just don't try to profit from the sparkle without checking the law. In Paris, even a photo can be a work of art and a legal adventure.